Good morning, beautiful spirit. Welcome back to the channel. Rector Arundel here with Able Spirit to Me, and I am Able. Aum Soham Hansaha Swaha. So today, we're talking about true meditation. And again, what that means is one possible explanation of how to get into an ideal mind state and state of body in order to achieve meditation. Although meditation is very debatable, this is what I think is one possible example of a good meditation. So, this chapter is going to be split into two: preparation for the meditation and actual meditation. And I think once we get into it, you'll understand why. Let's go ahead and get started. Again, most yoga techniques were designed to achieve meditation by calming the mind. And there are a lot of different schools of yoga, and I even debated as to whether to mention them here and describe them all. However, I decided against it since there are already experts in yoga, but the techniques and ideas presented in this book may be new and not part of any specific religion. So this goes for Buddhism as well. There are a lot of Buddhist experts already who have wonderful insight on meditation, and we could go over them also, but we are going to take a side road approach instead. So one common description of meditation is to sit still and think of absolutely nothing, keeping your mind blank. This was the first concept I was told. An actual common practice is to sit still and only focus on the breath. And an actual common practice is to sit still and only focus on the breath. I'm sure everyone's heard of that. And this actually is a well-to-do practice. In fact, according to many, this practice will take you all the way to enlightenment eventually. However, if there are shortcuts, we deserve to know them. The problem with meditation is that every religion and sect of religion has an opinion on what constitutes a true meditation. Now, I'm going to go off a more Hindu approach, but hopefully my explanation of why will have a ring of truth to you. So, again, my meditation is not a Hindu meditation, but it's off of the idea here that the basic Hindu idea is that true meditation involves thinking of one thought continuously. This is likened to pouring oil from one container to another. There is a continuous stream with no breaks. And it is said that once this happens truly, you are in trance and samadhi, which is the enlightened state, once again, no mind. And when this happens, a difficult concept emerges. You lose the distinction of yourself. You become enveloped in the action, and time loses all meaning. You merge more and more with the infinite. Again, the true infinite cannot be described because any description is finite. So, that's a definition and explanation of what samadhi really feels like when you are totally enveloped in one thought continuously. Now, as discussed previously, our goal is to silence this mind knot enough to reestablish the connection to the Atma, which dwells within ourselves, and we want this connection to be continual. Our own Atma already has a direct connection with the infinite, or the Paramatma, like I said before, which is the supreme Atma or the beyond Atma, otherwise called universe, God, or source. The problem is the many strings of thought that direct our attention and energy elsewhere. We must attempt to calm or bypass these, and when you do, you can decrease the mind chatter and distractions and connect to the self, Atma, and self, God, infinite source, or Paramatma. So I'm not going to say whether there's such thing as a higher self or you are God, etc. It's not my place to point out. All I'm saying is they're synonymous and we use the same process to achieve the same goal. I also was reminded recently that monkey mind is another word for the mind chatter. We're trying to stop the monkey mind. Now below is my method of calming and purifying the bodies, which means the physical body, emotional body, spiritual body, and causal body. So we're also going to cleanse, balance, and charge the chakras as well. Once this is done and the bodies are calm enough, you can meditate truly. This means you will be untying the knots of the mind and solidifying the connection to the consciousness atom, Atma, and the superconsciousness, which is the Paramatma. From my understanding, meditation is necessary for a complete Kundalini activation and ultimately enlightenment. So what I'm trying to say is you should at least attempt to meditate. Even if it's not easy at first, give it a shot. Maybe you'll be surprised. So we're going to go over the preparation, and then we're going to stop this video and do another video for the actual practice. The meditation practice preparation first. I begin by comforting the body completely. So first of all, I want to point out that it is not necessary for you to sit for meditation. It is a common belief that keeping the spine straight is important for the Kundalini to rise. This is pretty accurate across the board. However, this does not mean you need to master the full lotus pose, not lettuce. Instead, sit in a comfortable way that body sensations will not bother you. Any way that you want to sit where your spine is straight and body sensations will not bother you. So exact form does not matter at all, but a straight spine is the goal. Most meditation-based religions do recommend sitting as the correct method. However, you can lie down if you want to, or if it's necessary. I actually like to do a lot of meditations lying down, so, Some recommend sitting on a wool blanket. This also is a Hindu tradition that is said to prevent the earth's energy from affecting you. Facing east is another part of the tradition. So the sun rises in the east. There's lots of folklore as to why we face the east. Some sects actually face north. So anyway, I do sit on a wool blanket. I also face east in order to give myself the most possible chance of success. Now, if you do lie down, do not put any pillows under your back, neck, or head. Just lay flat on the ground. You want to keep the spine straight, and you do not want to get so comfortable that you fall asleep. So the first step, once again, is getting the physical body very, very, very relaxed. Now, it is often difficult to consciously relax the body completely, and this is due to unknown stresses that have aspects in the mind, which is the causal body, and the emotional body, which is the subtle body. All of the bodies are connected, so hidden tension in any of these bodies will affect your ability to relax the body and mind completely. Patanjali suggests controlling physical things first and working to the more subtle. Therefore, the old tradition, we begin by using breath work to calm the physical body. You could call this pranayama. So, let's talk about how to begin. And you guys will notice in my guided meditations, all of them are basically based off of this practice. You're charging certain parts of your body with prana, you're relaxing that area, and you're preparing yourself for deeper states of consciousness. Okay, so first of all, visualize the lower part of your central core, which is the pelvis and lower abdomen and lower back and even your legs, as hollow and full of brilliant golden white light. Now, the energy that resides here is responsible for creating your own physical body and universe. And we're going to purify, cleanse, and charge this energy in your lower chakras. So, take 10 slow, deep breaths into this area. Now, this is not a guided meditation. This is an understanding of why the guided meditations look like they do. So you can breathe through your nose or mouth, but to remember to visualize energy going into the area of your body. The goal is to feel the energy in this area. So flexing the muscles there is very useful to me. I inhale fully, then flex the muscles in that area pretty strongly until I can feel the energy. And then I relax the area while breathing out. Now, this is a technique from Paramahansa Yogananda in the Self-Realization Fellowships. He calls what does he call it? Energization exercises. So he flexes the muscles, then he relaxes them. He says you have to do that in order for you to actually fully relax any muscle. You must flex it fully first and then relax it fully. So when I'm doing this, I inhale fully, I flex it, I feel the tension, and let it go. Now you can also just do the breathing without the flexing. So once I can feel the energy, I stop flexing and only focus on the energy sensations. Again, just the breathing, just the energy. Focus on the coolness and the freshness of the incoming air. It is cool and crisp like fresh, cold water. Now visualize the energy churning inside your lower abdomen and pelvis. And it's recommended to do it in a clockwise, so forward, to the right, to the back, to the left, and forward again. With each in-breath, fill the area with fresh new energy as much as it physically can hold. And with each out-breath, relax the area as much as possible, letting out any stagnant area. So that's just 10 breaths for the physical body in your lower chakras. Next, we're going to work on our emotional, which is the subtle body. This area includes your upper belly, the heart and arms, and the throat. Again, visualize this area as hollow with brilliant golden white light. And once again, you take 10 deep breaths into this area, visualizing the new, fresh, crisp energy churning. Notice the coolness of the energy and fill the area as much as physically possible on the in breath. So we're talking about really expanding your abdomen and your chest, breathing in as much air as you can. Then you flex, of course, if you want to. And on the out breath, again, focus on calming and relaxing the area as much as possible and releasing any stagnant area. A lot of people visualize a flower bud that is opening as you breathe out. Your point is to expand and relax your torso as much as possible. Again, I flex this part of my body at first until I can definitely feel the energy inside of me, and then I relax as much as possible and focus on the energy sensations inside me. Next and finally, we work on the mental, which is the causal body. This area is exclusively in your head. Now, I recommend breathing in through your nose to really feel the energy in this location more. Take 10 deep, slow breaths, focusing on all the energy in the center of your brain. Now, I find it helpful to imagine energy entering through the forehead, through the temples, through the back of the neck, and through the top of the head. And that's because these are energy channels directly related to your nadis, your chakras. So if you can, use that visualization, it does help. This energy all goes directly to the center of your head, your pineal gland to be exact. Again, focus on the cold crispness of the energy. Turn the energy again, building it up on the in-breath and pushing out stagnant energy on the out-breath. It can be difficult to flex anything in your head area, so just be careful and don't hurt yourself. The goal, once again, and always, is to feel the energy, which you really begin to feel. Now, finally, we're ready to charge the entire spiritual body, which is your light body. This is your true energy body, which powers your physical body and also nourishes your physical body, if we want to talk about getting down to the brass tacks, breatharianism. So it comes from your Atma, your soul. Therefore, we focus on the energy and vibration in your heart first, where the Atma physically resides. Take 10 deep breaths right into your heart, really expanding the lungs. Visualize the light in your heart becoming brighter and breathe as deeply as you physically can. Try to feel the actual vibration occurring in the heart. And it is subtle at first, but you will feel it start to build. The vibration, you can feel it and you can kind of almost hear it. With each breath, you should actually feel this vibration increasing tangibly. Think of a buzz like a bee. Yep. Then visualize the light emanating from your heart becoming brighter and spreading out to go beyond your physical body. And it should become as large as your outspread arms. So imagine that this light coming from your heart spreads out and turns into an egg that is as large as your outspread arms. As you build the energy, you can even visualize the energy spreading out into infinity. That is a more difficult concept, but it is helpful if you really want to affect your manifestation. Now, as you continue, you will slowly begin to feel larger. You will begin to lose your sense of being a small being on Earth. Take at least 10 very deep breaths in this way, taking as much air as you physically can right into the chest. And enjoy the blissful feelings that come. Breathing deep releases dopamine as well as many other wonderful sensations, so just enjoy that pleasure. Feel free to do this practice as long as you want, and you are now completely ready for a true meditation. You may also find it helpful to inhale and hold your breath while squeezing all of the energy up from your lower body up to your head. Or simply hold the air and energy inside you and feel the energy better. Both of these practices is controversial because it can create a lot of pressure. It's another form of pranayama, but it's kind of like a pressure cooker, trying to increase heat and pressure to awaken the kundalini and push it up Sushumna. However, this is a debated practice because it is more physical than spiritual. You can increase your blood pressure as well, and also cause some uncomfortable energetic sensations. So again, we're talking about breathing in deep, holding the air, and sucking, or I should say, pulling up your root, which is like the Kegel, sucking in your lower belly, sucking in your upper belly, and trying to squeeze the energy up your spine. Now, I have actually injured my lower back at least twice by attempting this. And I'm not saying a small injury. I'm saying like an injury that was so painful that I had to be out of work for a week. And I had to lay on the floor with the heating pad almost the entire time. It was no joke. So, therefore, I am mostly mentioning this exercise in this book as a warning not to do this practice, since it is often mentioned in other places. Other places will tell you, definitely do it. I'm telling you, be careful if you do. It is my understanding that we want to become less physical and more subtle by sending Kundalini upward and inward. So that process is more physical, it's not so much subtle at all. And I haven't found it super helpful. No huge realizations or beautiful sensations afterwards. But there are an awful lot of people that do this practice, so do what feels comfortable and right for you. Alright, stopping this video. Took a long time to get to halfway point. Thank you. Bye-bye.